All right, let's talk about the glow up, that idea of personal transformation. Whether you call it growth or just becoming a better version of yourself, there's actually a predictable formula behind it all. And today, we are going to break it down.
So you've probably had that thought, right? That dream of a stronger, smarter, more capable you. It's a universal feeling. But how do you actually get from here to there? What's the real path?
We tend to think of transformation as this huge, dramatic event, like a lightning bolt of motivation strikes and suddenly everything changes. But the truth, it's much quieter than that. It's a slow, gradual process that's available to literally anyone because it's built on one simple, powerful idea.
So what's the secret? Well, it's not really a secret at all, which is the best part. It all boils down to one core concept, an equation that basically governs all personal growth.
And here it is. This is the whole game. Effort plus time equals transformation. Notice it doesn't say intense effort. It's all about consistency. Tiny, small, daily efforts, when you let them compound over time, they don't just add up. They create this massive wave of change.
And this isn't just some feel-good idea, there's actual brain science behind this. It all starts with something called neuroplasticity, which is just a fancy way of saying your brain has this amazing ability to physically change and rewire itself based on the things you do over and over again. See, your brain absolutely loves habits because it craves efficiency. Think of it like this. You're trying to walk through a dense forest. The first time, it's hard. You're pushing branches out of the way. But every single time you walk that same route, the path gets a little clearer, a little smoother, and eventually, it becomes the easiest path to take. That's exactly what you're doing in your brain with every small action.
And it's not just happening in your head. It's also about the pure math of it all. It's the compound effect, but for your personal growth. Just like putting a little bit of money away regularly, these small, daily investments in yourself, they don't just add up, they actually multiply over time. Here's a perfect example. Say you journal just one page a day. After a year, you've got a 365-page book of your thoughts. That's cool, right? But the real win, the real transformation, isn't the stack of paper. It's the fact that you've trained your brain to be more reflective, more self-aware. That's the compounding at work.
Okay, but here's the thing. This equation is always running, which means it works in reverse too. So let's look at the flip side. What's the actual cost of doing nothing?
Well, first off, the biggest cost is simply wasted time. When we're always looking for that instant result, we get trapped in this horrible cycle, right? You start something, you quit when you don't see a miracle in a week, and then you restart a few months later, having made zero progress. And that leads right into emotional burnout. When you set these crazy, unrealistic expectations, you're just setting yourself up for disappointment. You go hard for like 2 weeks, see no huge change, and then tell yourself, see, this stuff doesn't work for me. That constant feeling of failure just drains your self-belief.
And the end result of all that? You just stay stuck. You don't change. And it's not because you can't change. It's because you never gave that quiet, consistent effort a real chance to do its thing.
And this really hits at home. Doing nothing is a choice. There is no standing still. If you're not actively putting in small efforts to build good habits, then you are, by default, making your old habits stronger. The equation is always on. All right, so that's the theory. That's the what and the why. So let's get into the how. How can you actually put this equation to work for you, like starting today? Let's go through a really simple playbook. It's just 4 steps. Number 1, start micro. Make the action so ridiculously small you can't possibly say no. Not 20 minutes of meditation, 1 minute. Number 2, stack your habits. Link that new tiny habit to something you already do without thinking, like meditating for that 1 minute right after your morning coffee is done brewing. Number 3, track your progress, but focus on the streak. Focus on not breaking the chain, not on being perfect. And finally, number 4, reframe your timeline. You've got to give this thing time to work. Think in months or even a year, not days.
And you have to remember this. Patience isn't just sitting around waiting. It's an active skill. Every single day that you choose to show up, even when you can't see the results yet, you are actively building your resolve. You're letting the equation do its work.
And here is a game-changing tip to keep yourself going. You have to celebrate the small stuff. Don't wait until you reach the finish line to feel good about it. Reward yourself for the effort.
Celebrating the simple act of showing up today, that's the fuel that keeps the whole engine running.
So let's bring it all home. It's time to stop waiting for that lightning bolt of motivation and just start building that future version of yourself, one tiny, boring, consistent action at a time.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. That person you're dreaming of becoming, they aren't waiting for some grand gesture. They're just waiting for you to take one small step today. So what's it going to be?
Because the glow up, it isn't magic, and it's not just for the lucky few. It's an equation. It's reliable, it's predictable, and the only part of it you need to worry about right now is starting.